Okay, in this video, we're going to be continuing looking at finding the volume of three-dimensional figures. So we're going to look at problems 29, 31, and 32 from your review sheet. So let's first take a look here at 29. So when you look at this shape, some people may think, oh, that's kind of like a pyramid, it's a triangle. But if you really pay attention to it, if you look, we get a triangular base here, and we have a triangular base here connected by these heights here, here, and here. So if you look at that, really what this is a triangular prism. So to find the volume of a prism, any prism, that equation is volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. So what we need to do this problem is we need to find what the area of the base is, and we need to figure out what the height is. Now, area of the base, that's determined by looking at what, in fact, shape is the base. Well, the shape of this base is a triangle. So to get the area of a triangle, that's on your formula sheet. It's just 1/2 lowercase b base times height. So what we have to do is figure out what's the base and height of our triangle to find the area of the base. So to find the base and height, you want lines that are perpendicular to each other. So if we take a look at our triangle here, erase that word, this line here, that is perpendicular to this base. So our height is going to be 25 centimeters, and then our base is going to be 21 centimeters. Now some of you may notice this 22 over here. That's a typo. We didn't want that in there. Let's just scribble that out. So to find that area, we just substitute in our values. We're going to get 1/2 times 21 times 25. And what we get there, let's put that into our calculator. So 0.5, that's 1/2 times 21 times 25. It's going to get us 262.5. So that is the area of our base, that's our B value. And then the height of our triangular prism, that height is going to be the distance from base to base. If you look at all those distances, they're all going to be this 35. So this is the height of our prism. So that's going to be 35. So to find our total volume, we're going to take our base area, which we got to be 262.5, and we're going to multiply that by our height, which we got to be 35. Put that in our calculator, multiply that answer by 35, and we get 9,187.5 for the volume. And then don't forget your units, that's going to be in centimeters cubed. Okay? All right, next problem. In this problem, we have to find the volume of this figure. So what we have to do first is decide what is this figure. Well, if you look, it has a circular base and it comes to a point. So that is a cone. On your formula sheet, you have the equation for the volume of a cone. So all we need to do is get that equation and put our values in. So the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times height. So now we just need to find our values. So if we look in this problem, we find our radius to be 5. That's the distance from the circle, from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. But then we need to find the height of our cone. Now when we look at this, we have two values that are kind of going up. We have this 15 here, but we also have this 15.8. Now when we look at this, we have to determine, well, which one of these would be the height? So if you remember, the height needs to be perpendicular to the base. So the 15 is going to be our height because it's perpendicular to our circular base. So that's my height, h. So now we just take our values, put them into the equation, and we get volume is equal to 1/3 times pi times our radius of 5 squared times our height of 15. So again, let's do this two ways. Let's get the answer in terms of pi, and let's get it as a decimal. So in terms of pi, we're just going to take those numbers and put them in. We got 1/3, and now when we're doing in terms of pi, we don't put pi in. So we skip the pi, right? Times 5 squared times 15. And that was the bell. Hope you guys are having a good half day. So we get 125 yards cubed. But don't forget, like I just did, your pi value. Okay, so that's in terms of pi. Now approximately, we would multiply that by pi. And we would get 392 point, let's say 70 rounded. 392.70 yards cubed. Okay, so there's your volume of the cone. Key thing, remember the height is always that perpendicular line from the base. All right, last problem here from the review, problem number 32. Now this shape is a square, or actually a rectangular pyramid. So if we look, I know it's a rectangular pyramid because I look at the base and I say, okay, well my base here is going to be a rectangle. So we don't really have an official equation for a rectangular pyramid. So when we do this, we just have to remember that this equation is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Now to get my b value, my base is a rectangle, so I just have to do length times width to get that. So in this case, my length is 30 and my width is 28. So we multiply that out. Let's put it in the calculator, see what we get. 30 times 28. Oops, that's not 30. 30 times 28, and we get 840. So the area of our base is 840 inches cubed. And then we have to multiply that by the perpendicular height. So if we look at our pyramid, we have this perpendicular line right here to the base. That's going to be 44 inches. So our volume is 1/3 times the area of our base, 840, times the height, 44. And from there, all we have to do is put that in our calculator and get an answer. So let's do that. Let's take 1/3 times 840 times 44. And we simplify that, and you get 12,320. So our volume is 12,320 inches cubed. And that is our final answer there. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your test tomorrow.